Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of Late Night Sauce. My name is Mario. I'm here with Noah, and we are doing the March 20th edition of our podcast. And we had a very fun, fulfilled week of events here at the Trap Safe House. This week we had St. Patrick's Day on Friday night, which was a pretty busy night on Friday night. You know, I thought it'd be a little more craziness, but I just saw a lot of fun down here. What'd you think about St. Patty's Day this year?
I would agree with there was I feel like it was mostly fun. You know, nothing got like too out of hand. Everyone was pretty cool.
DJ Tour had everybody dancing up a storm. Everybody was having a good time. It actually felt like a real St. Patrick's Day to me. I don't know. I mean,
real St. Patrick's.
I don't know. I just felt like there was like no problems. Everybody just wanted, hey, I'm out. Let's have a good time. Hit a party. And, like I said, DJ Tour had the dance floor going. You can check out the videos on our Instagram page, TapThatGlassTonight. We got some lovely ladies doing some lovely dancing. And here's some videos of people doing shots and just, saying, hey, we're here to party. That's it,
Here to party.
Here to party. So, and then, to follow up the weekend, the results everyone has been anxiously waiting for the fake East Greenwich News bartending bracket. The finals we're done. We got a winner, and congratulations to the Traps Gooby, a.k.a. Justin Paolilli, but we all call him Gooby because no one knows him as Justin Paolilli except his parents.
The first 3 months I worked here, I didn't know his name was Justin.
Me neither.
I think Justine was working on a Tuesday when I was bar backing for Gooby, and she's one of the only people I know that just calls him Justin all the time. She's right?
Yeah,
you noticed that, right?
Yeah,
she's I've asked her about it, and she's like, yeah, it's his name. Well, I mean, so I call him Justin. Yeah. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I remember she called him Justin one too many times, and I just turned around to somebody. I forget who I asked, but I asked somebody, I'm like, why does Justine keep calling him Justin? What's that all about? And they're like, that's because it's his name. And I'm like, I thought his name was Gooby. And they're like, why do you think his name is Gooby? And I'm like, I don't know. I've just never heard anyone address him other than such.
Yeah, it's kind of like when I found out that Hootie and the Blowfish, there's no Hootie. Darius Rucker is the lead singer of Hootie and the Blowfish. And he gets mad if you see him and you call him Hootie. I never knew. Found this out recently, a few years ago. Just saying.
Is there another guy, and is he the Blowfish? Is he actually the Blowfish?
I don't know. After I found out that he doesn't like to be called Hootie, I just kind of dropped the whole topic.
This is circling back to our last podcast when we were talking about the duo versus
Rob Davis. Rob Davis duo. What is that other guy's name? We still don't know.
No one has reached out to us so far. We hope somebody.
I'm gonna try to reach out to Rob Davis and get him on the show soon.
As we should. I feel like it's disrespectful at this point if we don't invite the duo.
Exactly.
It's a hard on the duo has to come in.
Exactly, but
we have some questions that need to be answered.
We definitely do, but we're actually gonna try to get both the finals of the bracket of the fake East Greenwich News bartenders bracket. Rudy, class act. I love the man.
I do love Rudy.
He's a great guy. If he had won, I don't think anybody would have been upset. Nobody's really upset that Gooby won. No, not at all. No. I'm not gonna lie to you.
There's no bad blood here.
There's no bad blood here. I just felt like, I don't want to put it in a wrong type of scenario, but I kind of felt like Rudy was the powerhouse. Like he was the Apollo Creed, and Gooby being the underdog, he was like the Rocky, And because Gooby, if this was Las Vegas and you could bet on the bartenders to win the finals, Gooby would have been at 150-1 easily. He is not a heavy favorite. He just snuck in.
Well, I think.
And then all of a sudden, the momentum started building up, and he started working. We got the videos made. We got the pictures made.
He posted a lot of videos.
He put a lot of videos, a lot of effort in, and so did Rudy. Rudy, he put some effort in too, but I just think that, Gooby just showed some serious intestinal fortitude towards the end, where he just, was like, hey, I want to win this, and he went out and he won it.
I thought when they posted odds on, one of the reels that one of the stories that Fake East Greenwich News had, I thought Gooby was the favorite. If it says negative, negative and then the number. That's
negative. Your favorite. Negative. Your favorite. Yes.
He was favorited in this matchup.
In the matchup, I'm talking about at the beginning of the bracket before any of them were made.
You
know, we had Rob in there, we had Ming, we had Joe from Cathay Garden, we had Vicky. You know, and I think Vicky only didn't make it far because none of her friends knew about this, so they would have voted.
That is true.
You know, she probably could have been in the finals beating Gooby for all we know.
I don't even know if Vicky knew about the fake Easter egg.
I don't think she knew.
I think they just put her in because that's the respect she deserves.
Exactly. But you know, the bottom line is,
on the podcast.
We will get Vicky on the podcast. But I think now that the finals are in, we got Gooby as the king of the East Greenwich bartender bracket, and he has a responsibility to fulfill now. He's got to make appearances. He has to. He's going to be making some speeches and. He's got to show some love to his public that helped him get to where he is. And, we're going to get him on the podcast soon as well. Let's get Rudy up here and just... Oh, yeah. I think that those two guys are two great guys to go head-to-head at, but,
Do we have them on the same podcast, or do you
I want to go separate. Let's go separate first, and let's see what happens.
We get a little more in-depth when, they're separated, There's too many, group questions.
Yeah.
Takes away from
we don't want to take away from Gooby's thunder.
It takes away from the individual.
Yeah, we don't want to take away from exactly. So then it's you know what? I won't be surprised if in the 2024 bracket, we got Rudy back in the top 4 again. We don't know. Anything can happen. So we'll see what happens next year. But congratulations to Gooby, and hopefully we can turn this. Sudden win into getting some more business and popularity here at the Trap Safe House, because we could always use the extra momentum to help us build up on some new clients and customers, and then hey, good for Rudy and Kaibar. They put the name on the map too. It's not everybody knows about Kaibar yet. Not everybody knows about who Rudy is. He's bounced around from Harborside to Blue, and now he's made a home at Kaibar, and he's made a name for himself. He's got a great reputation. He's a great guy. And, I think this is going to help Kaibar and his bar out, too. So I think this whole fake East Greenwich News bracket really generated some buzz and spark that people kept talking about. I had people coming up to me saying, hey, I voted for you in the bracket. I go, no, you didn't. I'm not in the bracket. I was on the panel. I'm one of the judges.
They're trying to fuck with you, man.
They were mad. I'm like, don't lie. I get it. Thank you for trying to be nice, but don't lie. I was on the bracket,
I wasn't even there.
So I was one of the judges on the panel. So I tried to stay biased. And
was there a second Mario that they thought they were voting for you?
I didn't see one, but I don't
remember.
I don't remember seeing one. Like. I don't know any of the Marios that bartender around here neither. So I don't know.
That's true.
I really think they were just people just trying to be nice and trying to spark up a conversation about current events and feel like they're part of something. And A for effort for trying, but come on, do your homework. I wasn't I wasn't in the bracket. I wasn't.
Wouldn't be fair.
It would not be fair.
It wouldn't be fair. We know how much fake East Greenwich News loves to promote some of your photos.
I don't know where they get some of half the photos I remember taking, and I don't know where they're getting them from, but good for them for doing the work and trying to,
Where's their source? Who's the source?
It's got to be someone's Facebook page from years ago. I'm going back 15 years on some of those pictures, but but those guys they are funny. They do a great job with some of the pictures, and the movie posters are the best. Some of those the Fast and the Goobiest poster with
that was
me,
amazing.
Rudy, Gooby, and Kevin Hershen. Kevin Hershen got in there somehow. We just don't know. Kevin Hershen. Also on the panel that. Was involved in some of the tie-breaking decisions and executive decisions that helped get the, voting going along. 'Cause we had a lot of close votes. We had a lot of ties and, opinions had to be be taken into consideration as well. So, but yeah, the posters, Rudy's posters were great. He had a hype video that was great, and
the hype video was fantastic.
I really think Gooby going the family route on this was, might touch some hearts. I don't know. I don't know how what his strategy was, but it worked. Good for him. Good for him.
I was confused by his video of him walking in the middle of the street.
Well, I heard there was a funny video that didn't make the cut, where people were yelling at him because he was in the street and blocking traffic, like, "Hey, get out of the way." I kind of wish he did post that.
Well, why was he doing that? I don't understand.
I don't think he is Gooby. I don't think he was paying attention.
I don't think Gooby knows.
I don't. Yeah, sometimes it just falls into things and it just works, But no, I think both guys did put enough effort in to try to win it, and it just came down to the popular vote and Gooby. And I think it may not be fair to Kaibar as well or Rudy because we do have a lot more customers than they do. Gooby's been here 8 years now, hasn't he? Something like that. Yeah, he's been here 8 years.
Man's got a presence.
He's got a little bit of a presence. He's got a reputation. I mean, everybody loves him. So, with Rudy, he's still not saying he's a new kid on the block. He's been around a few years, but he's bounced around. But he's also worked at he worked at a few places that are tourists. That don't know about fake East Greenwich News. They don't know about the man behind the face of Rudy. They don't know the deep soul he has. We don't even know his deep soul. We're gonna find out when we get him on the podcast.
We are.
But everybody knows Gooby inside out here, and I think that kind of helped him. But
you can figure out Gooby within like 5 minutes. The man is just there. There's nothing to hide. It's just Gooby. Like whatever you see when he's behind the bar, that's what you get in real life. It is outstanding.
That's it. Outstanding.
You like the canoe video I sent you?
I'm on that post of that canoe video.
I sent it to you.
I think I kind of put him over the top, to be honest with you, because my sister saw it and she's like, "Who's this guy in the canoe that's running for this bartending competition?" That's my man Gooby. I'm on the judges, but I'm also like in his corner.
He had like the light mohawk in the video too. Which
that was a long time ago.
That was like
4 years ago.
That was like coming out of COVID, like after lockdowns.
I thought it was before COVID.
No, it was like during or coming out of. Like it was one of the days we were gonna spend a day outside.
Gotcha.
Went over to Gooby's parents' neighborhood because there was like a nice little like beach area, and we were throwing around a football. Socially distanced apart as you would be. Gloves on the whole time. It was kind of weird. Like I was wearing rubber gloves. It doesn't really help with the grip. I'm gonna be honest. Like the latex things. Like I don't know. Like the 3 of them ripped. Like I brought a box with me, luckily, so like that was all right. But it was still kind of an inconvenience. But fucking one of the passes, he overshot the fuck out of me. Like just gone, like straight into the water. He said it's I don't know what month it was, but it was starting to get cold. He's in shorts, but like the water's fucking cold, and he starts like wadding out to go get it, and then it's right underneath like the bottom of his shorts, and then the ball is like maybe like a foot and a half in front of him, and I'm like, Gooby, you're there, just like get the ball, and he's like, no, I'm gonna get wet, and I'm like, you're in the water already. How much wetter can you get? And he's like, no, and then the football just started drifting away, and we're like, well, what the fuck? So then we started walking up the beach, and we came across like this couple just walking on the beach that lived in the neighborhood, and they were like, what's going on? They were like, what's that football doing out there? I'm like, yeah, he overshot me, and then he wouldn't go into the water to go get it, so it's just kind of gone now. And then they're like, hey, we have like a canoe, and we live like a couple houses like down the road. Like, do you just want to use it? And we're like, you're just gonna let us?
You were chasing a football in that video?
Yes.
I did not know that. I just thought you were just canoeing for fun.
No, we were chasing this football. So we're like, yeah, we'll use your canoe. So like they.
Did you get the ball?
Yeah, we of course we got the ball. We got a fucking canoe in the middle.
I don't know how your canoe skills are.
Listen,
I saw the video. It looked like you were doing good.
Listen, I went to camp when I was a kid. All right, like I know how to canoe. I know how to canoe enough, at least. So me and him, we follow this couple back to their house. Just met them. They're just like, yeah, take this canoe. Like we're gonna, and so we get the canoe. They pull it off. And they're like, yeah. So we're just gonna like walk away. And then they're like, when you're done, just put it back where we just took it down from. And we're like, yeah, sure, okay. We could have left with that canoe, but these people trusted us.
Do you think the people that gave you the canoe know about the fake East Greenwich News bartender's bracket, that video might have put him over the top to be the number one?
I don't know.
We should find a way to let them know. They better find a way to know what's going on.
We should. Well, it's great because they were like, we brought it back. We got the football back. We dragged the canoe back up to their backyard, and then they're like, yeah, like, you know, if you're ever around and you want to take it out, like, you know, just go for it. Like, don't even.
I feel like people who own canoes are very mellow. They're very giving.
I mean,
I've met a few people with canoes. I feel like they're just very like, hey, what's mine's yours.
I wish I had a canoe. I go kayaking sometimes during the summer. Jack Jack lives in Old Buttonwoods, and his backyard is on Buttonwoods Cove. So,
Okay.
like, we just hop on a neighbor's dock, and like they're just like, yeah, use the kayaks. Like, I have a lot of free boat transportation these days. It's weird.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
but and we'll just like kayak across like City Park and stuff, and it's like a great time.
Yeah, well, like I said, congratulations to Gooby, and we hope to get him on soon to congratulate him. And we got some questions for Gooby we want to hear answers to. I feel like he has a lot to say, but I also feel like he has a lot of people he wants to thank. You know, he's a humble man, but I think he's very happy that he won. So and we all are. So we're all very happy.
Yeah, he is somebody that, you know, they won and they're like, yeah, you know what, you know, I see it, Gooby, it's Gooby. How could he not?
Exactly.
You say he's the man's got charisma. Thank you.
Tonight's podcast is sponsored by Kettle One Vodka. Again, the vodka is flowing like water tonight for me, and you know, we're still waiting to get our sponsorship. We're hoping to get for season 3 a video podcast going. So if Kettle One does want to get us some sponsorship and maybe you know, backdrops and, you know, swag, I don't know. We'll talk to the Kettle One people.
Swag. Yeah, you see, I wear the.
I
the
feel like we need a
undershirt
nice backdrop that says Late Night Sauce, Kettle One, you know, and you know, some nice.
You know, I would love to get a backdrop that said Kettle One and Late Night Sauce.
Yeah,
that probably look fantastic.
I think that's the beginning of the success of the podcast. I think once we get the video going, and you know, I think, you know, if Kettle One wants to reach out to us, we're very welcome to hear what they want to offer us. But you know, we're not gonna stop drinking Kettle One till, you know, even though we're still waiting to get, you know, sponsorship. But
do we ever actually like send this to Kettle One?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I spoke to one of the Kettle One promotional girls. I asked if she heard the podcast. She did not. And I said, we keep trying to get Kettle One to sponsor us. She claims that she might have mentioned it to someone, but not the right person. And you know,
I'm surprised you don't just take the link and just like DM it to them on Instagram. Kettle One.
I'm gonna. I kind of feel like if we had visual logos of Kettle One with our logo of Late Night Sauce, they might respond. But I think if they just see that, they're just not gonna hear it. I think we have to be a little more aggressive. And
well, I mean, I feel like if they got that, all they would do is hear it.
Well, we can
get
try
it
to
because there's no video.
Exactly. Yeah, it took me a second. But yeah, we're hoping for season 3 to get the video podcast going, which I feel would definitely enhance viewers. But you know, we're you know, working our way through. We got some great guests getting ready to come on the show soon. Unfortunately, we keep having delays with, you know, scheduling conflicts, and a lot of people don't understand. Late Night Sauce takes place late night here at the Safe House, which is in the name. You know, it says it right there in the name.
No.
So, you know, customers get upset. Why can't I come at 6 o'clock to record? Well, we are waiting on customers, so we can't. You know,
it's not late. They're like, oh, what if we did it at like 9 in the morning? And we're like, that's
we actually had an idea to do a second podcast called Early Morning Juice.
Oh, Early Morning Juice.
Early Morning Juice, but you know, we're not gonna get enough sleep, and we can't get back in here. I got the kids in the morning. I can't bring them here for a podcast. I can't be drinking around the kids, you know.
This is a fucking bar podcast. Who the fuck's waking up early? All right, nobody.
Exactly. But
nobody.
Yeah, it was a great weekend here at the Safe House and Trap. You know, we had a good time on St. Paddy's Day. The bartender bracket's finally over. You know, the hype is done, and you know, now it's just celebration time. And we also have on March 26th our second annual 90s bar tour for the Martucci Group, where it's, you know, we encourage you to dress in 90s attire, and there's activities at each event, at each location.
You get like tickets for raffles and
there's raffles, there's prizes, punch cards. They ask you to post things on Instagram and Facebook, and you know, and then we end the party at the Trap, and we have DJ Ator playing some 90s hits, and again the dance crowd going, because that's what he does. You know, he gets the people dancing. And I just remember last year's event, I thought went very well for the first year. And I do remember we had girls dancing on the tables at the Trap. I got a couple videos going, and they were having a great time. But I don't suggest that, because our tables are not sturdy. And I don't expect people to.
They're sturdy enough for normal use.
Let's but if you're gonna throw a couple of girls on there at 85 pounds apiece dancing, not so much. No. But yeah, and then there's a $10 donation for the registration for the pub tour, and it goes to Handsome Dan's Dog Rescue. All the proceeds from the donation go straight to the rescue, and like I said, come in some 90s attire. I'll be bartending upstairs with Rob at the Trap. Noah will be down here with who do you have bartending with? Is Rob bartending?
I got Rob, yeah.
You're Rob. Then we got two Robs.
We got
and
two
Noah,
Robs.
Two Robs and Noah and Mario bartending.
Rob squared.
Yes, we are. It's gonna be a good time.
I feel like one of us should trade Robs and not trade Robs, but one of us should trade places with a Rob and keep the Robs together, and then me and you will work together.
That'd be fun. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but that'll be fun.
We could send. No, we'd probably have to send McGurl upstairs.
Yeah. He'll be fine up there. It's an easy bar. He'll be fine.
He's served upstairs, but yeah, he understands. He bartends down here, so he knows how to.
Right.
He knows how to handle it.
Well, you guys got to figure out what your costumes are going to be. Me and Rob have ours figured out upstairs. So.
I know. Well,
time's winding down, but it's the 21st almost.
Listen, I got time. I got the day off tomorrow. We're gonna sort her out, but I just figured out, I talked to Rob yesterday to make sure that he wanted to, be on the bar, because usually he works on the floor on Sundays.
Right, but you need two of you on.
I know I need two, but, since he already works Sunday, I wanted to, offer to him first.
I understand. Yeah, I get you.
Before I ask somebody else. So, now that it's me, Rob, and Evan, now, the three of us, collectively need to come up with an idea.
Yeah,
I don't want to force an idea on people. I feel like they won't.
No, but you need suggestions too.
I don't
mean, you want to keep a theme going.
Of course, but that's why we need to be talking about that.
I think you should go with the Saved by the Bell theme. You guys can be Zach, Slater, and Screech. But I don't know what kind of costumes you would wear to make it look like Zach, Slater, and Screech.
I didn't really watch Saved by the Bell.
Well, you should. It's a great show.
I'm sorry.
See, the thing about Saved by the Bell, the most, I related to it because when they were freshmen in high school. I was a freshman when they were trying to go on dates. I was trying to go on dates. I felt like I was part of them,
Dude, I was 2 and the 90s were over.
Oh well, you missed a good decade, buddy. You missed some great music. You missed some great TV.
I
you missed some great music.
I did, but
missed some great movies. It was different times back then. There was no internet.
I know.
I mean, it's the beginning of the internet, but you had to work for it. You had to work for information. You had to work for conversation. You had to work for. Put time in, and then, sometimes you struck oil, sometimes you didn't, now it's just, you think about it. Is it possible to even say, let's throw a 2010 to 2020 pub crawl? What would you do? There's no real trends anymore, you know what I mean? Everything's phones and internet, and, the 90s, it was certain years had certain trends that just,
set the time.
And not that it set the time. In other words, you could do whatever you wanted, but you kind of sort of accepted. You know what I mean? Everything kind of intertwined. Where now it's I don't even I'm an old man. I guess I don't know what the trends are now. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out who Glorilla is. And that's not, I got the.
Where do you hear these names, Mario?
Well, I got it on my car. I got the dash with the satellite radio, and it says a song, the year, and the artist. I'm like. But Glorilla's with 5 other people. Which one is Glorilla? I don't know. She's a girl, right?
She is a girl.
She's a girl.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Then you got Dua Lipa. You got all these people. Who are these people?
I mean, it is tough. I mean, music these days it's all over the place with the internet and stuff.
The problem is too. Everybody's trying to sound like everybody.
Yeah.
You got the Migos, and you got Future. You got who's the other guy? You got a little Scrappy. You got a little Baby, Die Baby. I don't know who anybody is, man. Everybody's dying little. In the old days, you had Old Dirty Bastard. You had LL Cool J. They were 2 totally different people, but you knew who they were.
Yeah.
Nowadays, the radio comes on. I'm like, I don't know who this is, but it's one of these 7. But yeah. So you can't really throw a 2010 to 2020 pub crawl. But it's gonna be a good time on that Sunday. We had a good time last year.
Could you go back further though?
Would you think in 2000? 80s would be. An 80s pub crawl would be even better because they had some of the worst drinks in the 80s that everybody thought was cool. like the Alabama Slammers and the
Oh Jesus.
the laser beams, and there was a
What's a laser beam?
I forget. That's how much I've never made one. It was definitely red. It had Southern Comfort in it. I'm assuming.
Oh God, Southern Comfort.
There was
80s big on Southern Comfort.
Well, back then there wasn't a lot of brands out there, neither for liquor the way there is now too. So like, they just you know, I mean, I know the Harvey Wallbangers; those were the best.
Yeah.
Because it was Galliano, vodka, and OJ. Because you can't do anything else with Galliano, so you made a Harvey Wallbanger. But you know, what was the other one? There was Alabama Slammers, Laser Beams. There was Harvey Wallbangers, and what was the other popular drink in the 80s? I mean, kamikazes were.
Yeah. Like the shots.
Yeah, that was a popular shot back then.
Makes sense. It's I don't know why I like all the shots that I've ever heard of. Like they just seem so new to me. Just because I haven't drank them forever.
Southern Comfort, Amaretto, Sloe Gin, Vodka, Triple Sec, and OJ is a laser beam.
Jesus fuck.
That is a lot of booze.
That's a lot of fucking booze.
I mean, do you even know what Sloe Gin is?
I know
exactly.
I know what Sloe Gin is just because like of Morgan talking to me about things.
We should come up with an entire Sloe Gin menu, all different Sloe Gin like beverages. I'll tell you right now, we can just reinvent.
I don't know why. I don't know why I feel like I've had this conversation before. This is weird. I don't know why. Sloe Gin.
It might have been one of our Sloe Gin. I think Mr. Boston makes a Sloe Gin. And I mean, the Sloe Gin's like it's a liqueur. So every company, there's different companies that make it. Yeah. But back then, that's what I mean. There was little companies back then.
It's not gin and the brand Sloe.
No, yeah. Oh, Slow Comfortable Screw Against the Wall. That was the other 80s drink that everybody goes.
What?
Yeah, it was a drink called the Slow Comfortable Screw Against the Wall, which was a slow gin fizz mixed with a screwdriver. So it was a vodka, OJ, slow gin, sour mix, and something else.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, the thing is, back then, too, you know, in the 80s, if you had, like, a cool, like, sexual name for a drink, you know, it wasn't funny. It was like, ooh, I gotta have that. You know, they made a big thing out of that. Like, Sex on the Beach was huge back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, we could definitely do an 80s pub crawl. I would love to do that. But it's, you know, dressing 80s would be fun, too. But it's, and the music's so diverse in the 80s. Like, you know, I don't know how you dance to half the music. You know, because there's like, the rhythms are almost so different. But
what year is too early to do the pub crawl? Like, where do you draw the line? So 90s is school, 80s is school. Well, what's the line on?
I think you can do 70s. I think 70s would be good too. You know, get that semi-pro theme going from Will Ferrell. You know, get a bunch of jive turkeys at the bar and.
What'd you call me?
Jive turkey.
He just called you a cocksucker. It's so white. Suck a little cock. Big deal. And nobody's calling anybody a JT.
You know, but yeah, I mean the theme pub crawls are always great. I feel like we could do a lot more. It's all about the support. It's all about the timing of it too, and the activities. Like I would love to get the mechanical bull going upstairs at the trap. I've been talking about that for years.
Mechanical bull, dude.
Well, I finally got to ride one. It was terrible for me because I hurt myself. And let's face it, I think it took longer to like get up off the floor than it did for me riding the actual bull because I fell off it quick. But it's I think we can definitely do something good. I mean, we get a charity event going with the mechanical bull. We can you know maybe find a cure for bull diseases or something or
what the fuck.
You know,
bull diseases.
You know, kind of like the rabies thing in the office, the race for the cure. We can use like the ride for the cure. You know, like to cure rabies in bulls or something. I don't know.
Do bulls get rabies?
I don't know. That's the thing. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a vet. I'm guaranteeing not all bulls are healthy.
I just make drinks, man.
That's all I do is make drinks.
That's like my favorite thing. Like to say, like when people. Like we've had some menu changes recently. I don't know.
Oh my god! That lady yelled at me tonight. She yelled at me tonight.
Who?
Taco salad lady yelled at me tonight.
Yeah, I know. I
never even saw her eat a taco salad in my life.
I've never seen so many people like the taco salad before. Like I feel like nobody ever got the taco salad. All I ever heard was people telling me that the taco salad was shit. So
I didn't hear that. I just hear like, how come there's no taco in the taco salad? It's just lettuce.
Well, that means it's just shit.
And I'm like, well, you gotta add chicken to it or steak. You make like a chicken taco or a steak taco. But yeah, everybody's upset about some menu changes. And I'm like, you know,
You just need to expand your horizons.
Exactly.
You know?
We have some great new additions, and I've been getting some good feedback on some of the new stuff too.
Oh yeah.
You know, but like they're coming at us. Like we don't make decisions.
The people who aren't scared to fly really enjoy it. You know, like the ones who can break out of their shell and really
I like that.
really live their lives. You know,
I definitely
not
like
get
that
stuck
one.
on one menu item.
Which brings up the next topic. You know, and we're not venting or complaining, but I feel like we need to you know, address this in a calm, sophisticated way, because you know we're not about aggression here. We're about, you know, speaking like in a human level. But I think what customers need to know is they need to speak to the right people who make the changes. Don't just come after the person waiting on you. You know.
Yeah.
Ask the person who's waiting on you. Hey, who's in charge of these decisions? I'd like to speak to them. We'll send them out. But I mean, hey, we just make the drinks. That's all we do, you know. And you can't get mad if, you know. I had somebody yelling at me Saturday that we took the Statler chicken off the menu. We haven't had a Statler chicken since what? Last June?
That's been like
last
a long
August,
time.
Yeah. And the guy's yelling at me like, well, I like the Statler chicken. We didn't like it enough because you didn't come in here enough. I go,
you know what's funny? Sometimes I still do have people come in, and then they're like, I haven't been here in a while. And then they're like talking about the Milanese. They're like, the Milanese is great, but you gotta like ask for like it to be done boneless and breaded, because like the one they give you like is bone in. And I'm like, no, we changed that.
I'm
like it just comes that way now. And they're like, oh my god, that's great. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
That's how long it's been since you've been here.
I know. You gotta start swinging by a little more often.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, the change is good. Some changes are made for a reason, but you just gotta realize we don't make the changes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you come at us, you know,
it's just not cool, man.
It's not cool. Well, they got caught out of left field today with that one.
I know.
I never saw you taco salad ever.
So, you know, we had like something we were telling the listeners, calm and sophisticated, right? Something.
Yeah.
That's what we. Now I'm gonna say something that's not so calm and sophisticated.
I can't wait to hear this.
St. Patrick's Day. If you're listening to this and you know who you are, you know, I mean, if you came in and apologized, I wouldn't be mad. Okay? when we're fucking busy and it's like there's like 2 rows of people 3 deep at the bar, something like that. We're busy. And it doesn't even have to be the whole bar. It's just where the fuck you're standing, because for some reason on St. Patrick's Day,
everybody's on
half
the side.
of our bar was 4 deep,
yep,
and half of the bar had empty seats.
Yep.
So, like, I don't understand what was going on. But anyways, when you and all your friends are standing there, and you're fucking yelling at me to come over, and I stand there, and I look at you, and I go, hey, what can I grab for you? And you go, yeah, can I have a Tito's soda? And, hold on. And then you turn around, like, I want to put my hands on you. Honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it just doesn't happen just on St. Patrick's Day. It happens on a normal Saturday, too.
I know, but, like, it just happened, like, a little extra for some reason. Like, you guys are standing there waiting for drinks. You don't think you know, like, what you want?
They just don't get it.
You don't know your friends well enough?
They just don't get it.
They don't. That is the biggest issue.
They just don't get it. You know? And, you know, it's never going to change. It's never going to stop.
It's not. But it hurts. And if you do it, like, I mean, it's okay, but be better.
I don't think we're asking for much here.
We're not.
No.
We're not. Yeah, you plan it out.
Just be human. Just be human.
When you're probably the same type of people that like pull up to the drive-thru and then they're like, "Hey, what can I get for you?"
Oh, what's
good
here? I
gotta browse the menu. I'm like, hold on, can you give me like 2 minutes?
I don't have a problem doing that at the drive-thru at KFC because I don't know the menu that well.
I don't know the menu that well.
And they did, and even when you look at the menu, it's still confusing at KFC.
Did you notice the one by me is just another KFC? No. You driven past
it reopened?
Recently? No, they're hiring, but it just says it's just KFC. For those of you who don't know,
remodeling, updating it, maybe making it nicer.
I don't know, but like I don't know why they would like fucking gut the place and like put up signs that they were selling it and stuff just to turn into another KFC.
Maybe somebody bought the franchise and is putting their money to redoing it, modernizing it. That's an old KFC. That's been there for a long time.
It has. For those of you who don't know, the KFC on Route 2 by Coesit Ave, it closed down recently. Not that recently, but recently.
It's been like 6 months, I think.
It's been a while. But they've done some work. They have some signs out. They're hiring now, and it's just a second KFC.
They're reopening as another KFC.
I'm
assuming. I don't like to speak about things unless I'm factual about them. I'm assuming that it probably the franchise got rebought and is modernizing it, or the property itself maybe got bought and they're leasing it to KFC, and I don't know. I really don't know. But I do have a problem at KFC when I'm in the drive-thru because I don't know the menu that well.
That is a tough one. I can't fault you at KFC for doing that. But I feel like the rest of the restaurants, you should kind of know what you want.
You should.
Or like KFC-related restaurants like Popeyes. I don't really remember what's on the menu, I'm going to be honest.
It's chicken. That's all I know.
It's chicken. I know it's chicken, but like I don't know like what the meals entail. Yeah. Like I need to know like what my side options are, how many sides I get, because like with all those meals and shit, you always get like 2 sides.
What was the longest it took you to decide on a cocktail when you went to a bar? Like you're going out to dinner, you and Megan are going out to dinner, or you and the family, or whatever you're doing.
Yep.
And you sit down, and, you know, maybe it took a few minutes for a server or bartender to get over to you.
Yeah.
Have you ever been like, oh, can I see a drink list, so let me get a minute? What's the longest time it took you to figure out what you wanted to drink?
1 minute.
1 minute, huh?
1 minute. Yeah, no, I'm disciplined with the shit.
I'm not probably less than that. I got 3 choices, and one of those 3.
Like, I mean, if the drink menu is long, like, it'll take me, like, a minute to, like, read her over and, like, think about it for, like, a second. But, I mean, if you come to me while I'm still reading the drink menu, I will give you an answer.
Okay.
You know, like, I don't know what it'll be. Like, I imagine it'll
As
be
a bartender, what was the longest it took a customer to decide?
I think I would...
Ballpark it if you have to.
Ballpark it?
Yeah.
Ballpark it. Longest it's taken a customer to decide. Like, do you mean, like, with me, like, standing there, or with, like, just in general?
You stood there, what would you like to drink? I need a minute. You went back another time, they haven't decided. And then I always pull, like, hey, let me know when you're ready so I don't keep bothering you. What is the longest it's been from when when they said you needed a minute till they finally decided?
Probably, like, 20 minutes.
I went 45 minutes once. The lady didn't order a drink until she was like halfway done with her meal.
See,
it was weird.
See,
and her husband was on drink number 6. It was hysterical.
Well, I mean, like,
I'm assuming she was a designated driver, or she just doesn't drink. At least one
of them's drinking, so I mean, it's kind of okay. You know, like it's not like if you were by yourself and you just kept going back to one singular person. For me, it was one singular person, just taking like 20 minutes. Like I think I went back like 6 times. I annoyed the fuck out of them. So like then they were just like, just give me this, and I'm like, all right, thank you.
I prefer if someone just says, look, I don't know what I'm drinking yet. I'll let you know.
Like stop me. Like
yeah,
if you
just
don't,
I'll let
you
know.
Want me
and
to check,
yeah,
like, stop me. Like,
but like I feel like if you don't go back, keep checking, they're like, hey, why is he taking my drink order? You know, like it's almost like you can try to feel it out, but then you don't know if do I need to go back over there. So that's why like, I try to communicate. Look, you let me know when you're ready. We're busy. I don't want to keep interrupting. I don't want to put the pressure on you because I feel like a lot of people are afraid to say they don't want to drink or they don't know what they want to drink.
Yeah.
Just let us know, hey, I'll let you know when I want something. Perfect. You know.
If you need help, you can ask for help.
Ask for help.
Ask for help.
Yeah, but you know something too. Like even when
but they don't know me. I don't trust their opinion.
No, I'm just saying too. Like, oh, what do you think I should have? Like, I'm gonna be honest. Every time I've had this conversation with guests, you know, what's good? What do you recommend? And like,
they always go against you.
9 out of 10 times they go against you, and then they finally order vodka soda.
Yeah, everyone that has a problem with their drink just drinks a vodka soda afterwards, and it pisses me off.
Just, that's why I had girls in there a couple weeks ago. They actually, I thought they were gonna be a problem. They actually being like really cool chicks. Like, what do you recommend? I said, I'm not playing that game anymore because every time I recommend something, the drink gets sent back, and then there's like awkwardness, and you know, then like 4 other drinks get sent back, and this and that. And the girl gave me a little bit of an attitude, but like in a sassy way, like. Do we look like we're the kind of girls that will send back drinks? And I was like,
I mean,
I looked at him and I was like, actually, no, you don't. They were actually fun girls. They actually worked at the prison, I guess. I don't know. I didn't get the whole scoop of it, but they were doing shots. They were cool stuff. I said to her, you guys work at the prison, huh? I go, you look like the girl that, you know, tells the other girls to give that prisoner a beat down. You're like the head girl, aren't you? She's like, how'd you guess? I go, you just had that vibe. I don't know, but, you know, I don't like being put on the spot with customers as far if you say, hey, what wine do you recommend? Hey, we'll do this. What kind of vodka would you recommend? Yeah. We say, what should I drink?
There's too much. There's too much.
Yeah, you know, you give me a category, and then you spend 20 minutes going back and forth, and like, you know, you could have made things easier. So I mean, we got a new drink list now, so I'm actually confident in like just handing somebody a new drink list. Like, hey, this is really good. Try this one out. Try the Dorothy Slippers. That's the new popular. The Dorothy Slippers is a great drink, I think.
You know what pisses me off? Pisses me off? That's the Old Forge Fizz plus a splash of grapefruit.
Yeah.
And like we have not like the years that we've had the Old Forge Fizz, nobody cared.
It's called Dorothy Slippers. That's got a good name.
Yeah, that is.
But
true.
I think Aperol did a 182 lately as far as popularity.
It's been
yeah,
big. I've been selling a lot of Aperol spritz.
Yeah.
People like Aperol spritz. It's a refreshing drink in the summer, especially.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised how many we're getting for the winter, but I mean, hey, if you like what you like, I
kind of feel like it's just because people make it at home as well.
It is a very easy drink to make. It's Aperol and Prosecco.
It's kind of like the whole fireball thing back then. Everybody's like, oh, fireball this, fireball, because it's cheap in the store, so everybody buys it.
Yeah.
They think it tastes good at home, and they got to go out and drink it too. I mean, it gained its popularity through the homes, and that's like one of the big things that I think right now is not bars aren't really promoting the new product. It's actually liquor stores and people drinking at home and carrying that over to the bars, and which is great. I mean, good for Fireball. They were smart about it. Hey, they put out a decent product. I mean, it's cinnamon whiskey, which at the time there wasn't a lot going around as far as popularity with cinnamon whiskey, but they actually, and the thing about Fireball is it's great because you could, cross-utilize it with different drinks, and it's great in the summer, it's great in the winter, but I feel like Aperol has kind of made that turn, because Aperol's been around for a while and it wasn't popular in the beginning, and I feel like that's one of the main things about guests when they're like, because I feel like I'm getting a lot of even the basic drinks, like the new craze is tequila pineapple.
Yeah?
Everybody's been on tequila pineapples lately. It's weird. Like, I'm like, okay, I mean, fine. It's a decent drink.
Yeah.
Nothing special about it. I mean, is that we just drinking at home? Like, I feel like, I'm not saying when you come to a bar you want something exotic, but, it's like people, should I have a martini? Should I have a glass of wine? Like, oh, do you make martinis at home that often? She's like, no. You should get a martini, because I'll make you a nice one here. Mm-hmm. You can open up a bottle of wine at home.
Oh, yeah.
And that's part of the craft that's being lost with the bar business, but at the same time, it's like, look, if you're not going to try something new, just stick to your standard. That's my thing, but when you're busy, So it's just, I think customers are just starting to think they want to venture out, but either they just don't have the education on some of the product, or, I mean, we're handing the new drink list to people, and I'm selling the same 5 drinks. The old fashions, the whiskey business is selling pretty good for me. The Dorothy Slippers.
Work wife, obviously.
Work wife. I don't think that should be on the work. I don't think that should be on the menu. Everybody just know. I think that's the new staple.
Yeah.
I think that is the new vodka soda. This is the work wife at the Trap Safe House. It's a nice strawberry lemonade. It's been around for years, and it's working. And then we also have the Spanish version of the work wife, the Esposa de Trabajo, which is Casamigos tequila or Patron with the strawberry, lemon, and simple.
You giving options for the tequila?
Well, no, this girl one night, me and Rob were working upstairs at the Trap, and she's like, can I get the work wife? But I don't want vodka, I want Casamigos. And I said, oh, well, that's Esposa de Trabajo. And she just looked at me. I go, that's the Spanish work wife, yes. You can have that. And then all of a sudden, she has half the bar ordering Esposa de Trabajos from me. And customers like, what are they ordering? That's a Spanish work wife. So, but yeah, it's just, it's never going to change with customers as far as, like, what do you want? Like, unless you're a bartender, you kind of, and I honestly, I know restaurant people do the same thing, too, when they go out. It is what it is, but, which is why I encourage people to be careful who they drink with, because you will be judged by who you hang with.
Oh, it's true. That's true. We're judging you.
We definitely are, but...
We would never affect the quality of service, but
no, that's it. We want to get to everybody quick, so nobody's waiting. But it's just what's really upsetting me lately, and I wanted this to be like one of the last points of the evening, and because we're winding down the podcast. But and I have nothing against this, but I don't like people who do not have manners. And the worst thing is when you're asking me for water because you don't want anything else to drink at the end of the night.
Yeah.
There's no please or thank you or tip. And I'm not saying, hey, you got to give me money because I gave you a glass of water, but give me a thank you. And lose attitude when you ask for it, And that's what I can't stand. And I'm getting a lot of that lately from the youngsters. And honestly, it's You know, it's gonna get to the point where, like, you know, I'm gonna flip. I don't know. I don't want to.
I prefer if you didn't.
I don't want to flip. I'm gonna flip one of these days, and you know, and then hey, you know what? It's the attitude I can't stand. You know, it's like, can I just get a water? They're all mad at me, and I'm like, why are you mad at me because you're ordering a water? You know,
it's true.
There's
no need for aggression, man.
Yeah. I mean, I've had people that have asked water nicely, and I give it to them. I fill them up 3 or 4 times. I don't mind.
There you go.
Because they're nice about it. Just be. We just ask.
If you're thirsty, it's cool, man.
Just be
it's
nice.
Cool.
Be nice. Is that so hard?
It's not. It's not.
I don't think it is.
But I feel like it might be for some people.
You know, right.
You're right.
You're right.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
So, you know, we're winding down, as you said.
We are winding down. We actually have a few.
I was gonna say something.
I apologize.
We're winding down. I feel like I haven't asked. I feel like I haven't asked anything, and I feel like I don't know.
I feel like you've been waiting to ask this for a while.
No, I haven't been. Like, I feel like I just need to I need to throw something out of left field to catch you off guard. You know, give the people what they want to know.
Oh boy.
You know? Oh yeah. So this is a question for you, Mario.
Here it is.
And I feel like you'd be a great person to give an answer for it. So, you know me. I'm fairly young. I don't watch that many movies.
Okay.
What are like 3 movies that like everyone should see, or everyone should know? That like something that you've like had to tell me about, you know? Like
pertaining to being in the bar business, or
I would
in
say,
life
yeah,
in general.
Yeah. I would say give me 2 about the bar and give me 1 about life.
All right, like life.
We'll start with life because I feel like that's the big one. That's the one that's gonna you gotta dig deep for. You know, you don't really have to dig.
I'm gonna
deep.
get a lot of
It's just
people.
something.
People are gonna laugh at me on this one, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I firmly believe in it. It's not just one movie; it's the whole set. And that's the Rocky series. That will teach you everything about life is the Rocky series. It's got little hidden life lessons that you just learn, and it's simple. It's there. And I honestly think it teaches, humility, respect.
It does.
Brotherhood, family. I really think that's definitely one for the... and I'm talking about all 6 Rockies, and I haven't seen the 3rd Creed yet. But I'm assuming it's very good. In the Creed movies, I'm telling you.
The Creed movies are very good. They do a good job with the Rocky name.
It teaches you loyalty. It teaches you respect, friendship. It teaches you religion, if you have religion that you want to seek, you know.
Teaches you life.
Teaches you life.
Teaches you how to live.
It does. It does. So I'm gonna go. And people are gonna make fun of me on that, but I'm gonna go with the Rocky thing.
I don't think people will make fun of you on that.
I think no one's gonna make fun of me. People never saw Rocky.
That, you know what? I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as far as restaurant,
bar business, restaurants, whatever.
There's a movie called Slammin' Salmon.
I still haven't seen it.
It's a great movie. It's a restaurant movie made by the guys who did Super Troopers.
You, Morgan, and Jeff always get.
It is one. It's about a seafood restaurant in Miami, and it's just a one night thing where it's like it's just great. They have like a competition of the highest sales wins this contest. They have, how they have the bartender that has every time the bar back will break a glass, makes him a shot of blue curacao, and the guys walking around all drunk with blue lips. It had like the cooks like screwing around with food. And it's great. I think that's definitely a movie that every person in or out of the restaurant business should see. And the other one, it's tough because there's 2 of them that you can go to.
If you want to say both, you can say both.
Everybody's like, "Hey, bartending, you gotta talk about Tom Cruise and cocktails."
I mean, come on.
But you know
what?
what?
In the name.
It's in the name, but at the same time, there's not a lot of bartending in that. If you've seen the movie,
I've seen parts of it.
So you gotta watch the whole movie.
I know.
And and you gotta keep in mind it was the '80s as well. And Tom Cruise, was in the '80s. Tom Cruise was the man. Like he could do no wrong in the '80s. He was at the height of his he didn't peak yet. He was still climbing the mountain in the '80s and still killing it.
Tom, feel free to reach out.
You can feel free to reach out anytime, Tom. And I'm not even a big fan.
Sorry, Mr. Cruz.
Yes. I'm not even a big fan of you, but I respect a lot of the great stuff you've done. And Cocktail was a really great movie, but I feel like it was more of a love story than it was a bartending movie. Yeah, they had bartending parts, bartending lessons. You had Tom Cruise, and I don't even know the guy's name that played the guy that was his like mentor in the movie that made him a bartender. Because he came in off the streets, needing a job after coming back from the military. He was going to college, he needed to pay rent, whatever it was. No bartending experience whatsoever. Got thrown into the wolves. At the time, TGI Fridays was a big thing in America. You know, and in New York City, every bar is jamming because you got the most population everywhere in New York City. And he got thrown into the wolves, and he just learned it and embraced it and loved it. And he had a dream that he was chasing in the whole movie. But it really wasn't about bartending. It was about
just the bartending scene.
Chasing a dream and finding love was that movie.
Yeah.
And you know, and it was good. You know, I mean, you know, he was flipping bottles. That's what they used to do back then. Everything, it was cool. I wish I could flip bottles. I can. I'll just drop them. You know what I mean? I can flip them all night long. I just won't catch them. But it was a different time back then. But Cocktail, I think every bartender needs to see the movie Cocktail. If not for the certain areas of the expertise of bartending. But it's just a generally good movie. Yeah. You know, good love story. You know, I like chick flicks. I'm going to say Cocktail is a chick flick, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I would put that in a chick flick category. I mean, Love Elizabeth Shue, Smoke Show.
I feel like that's a bolder statement than the Rocky statement.
I had a chance of meeting Elizabeth Shue this past winter, but I...
Really?
Well, she was at Comic-Con. I didn't go.
Right.
I didn't go. Yeah. I wish I had, but I didn't. And, you know, I feel like she would agree with me if I talked to her.
Yeah?
Would you say, if I said, if we get Elizabeth Shue on this podcast and I asked her right now, do you consider Cocktail a chick flick? What do you say? I think she would say yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I do.
All right.
And there's nothing wrong. It's a good guy's chick flick.
Yeah.
There's guy chick flicks and there's female chick flicks. That is a guy's chick flick. But it's not just about the chick. It's about chasing the dream and hitting your goals. I don't want to give away the movie to who hasn't seen it. So, you know.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen the full thing.
And then I think the next movie everybody needs to see with Ryan Reynolds and Anna Faris is called Waiting. And it is probably one of the most accurate restaurant movies out there. It is hilarious. It takes place in the mid-2000s. It's a chain restaurant. It looks like it's an Applebee's, but they give it a different name. You have all the characters that it's a band of misfits that just come together and find a way to make it work. Kind of like the Trap Safe House, to be honest with you. We got some of the most diverse personalities here. And we find a way to keep it family here sometimes, you know. Of course. I'm gonna go with those three movies. And I mean, Slam and Salmon has all the comedic value to it, you know. But you're not going to learn anything about bartending or waiting tables and Slam and Salmon. But, you know, same thing with Waiting. And like I said, Cocktail, it's a, you know, you got a few, like, you know, quotes here and there that, you know, if you memorize them, you know, if you want to be that cool bartender trying to make friends at a new bar, you start dropping some quotes to people, they might find a way to embrace you. But other than that, there isn't much there. I mean, he makes drinks. If I have to even count, you're looking at maybe 20 minutes of Tom Cruise actually bartending. Yeah. Out of an hour and a 45-minute movie. So, you know, I think it was a great movie for its time. Is the world ready for a new bartender movie? Maybe we should something we could talk about. Maybe we could work on a screenplay.
We could make a movie.
We could definitely make a movie. I mean, we got people that can back us. We have the location. We can come up with a storyline, you know, but you know, is the world even interested in that kind of a movie anymore? See, at the time that was the thing, because I do remember, because I started waiting in the restaurant business. I was in 1989. I was 14, and that was the end of the 80s. But even though the 80s ended, going into the 90s, those people still had those 80s tendencies, and everybody's like, oh, I want to bartend, I want to do this, I want to, you know, because they saw Tom Cruise in 87 or 86, whenever that movie came out, 88, I don't even know when it was. Yeah. Thinking, oh, he's cool, I want to do that, you know. Now, if we made a bartender movie today, would anybody really care? I don't know. You know, everybody doesn't think of it as a job or a skill. It's like, hey, I want to make money and try to have sex with dirty women or dirty men, which, you know, has happened to people, you know, where, you know, guys like us, it's kind of like, you know, I mean, I have a goal someday in one of my own place, but, you know, it's different. So I don't know how that would work. I mean, I don't even know what we could call it. Bottoms Up. Actually, there's a movie called Bottoms Up. Never mind, we can't even do that. It's another bartender movie.
There's already a movie.
Forget about that name then. You know,
Nope,
but you know we can. You know, but you know I think you know everybody's intrigued by our stories and they think we lived a great life and this and that. But you know we work hard. Nobody understands how hard we work, and they don't understand the pressures we have. Like you know, hey, you're not smiling. Hey, you're freaking out, not knowing what's going on behind the scenes or what's happening. And lately, I've been getting a lot of people asking me like, "Hey, you okay? Slow down." And you know, I mean, it gets stressful hours here and there, and that like you know, you want to make sure everything goes right. And if you don't have the right flow going, you know how that goes. You know, five minutes that should have never happened could put you behind for 2 hours. You know, so I don't know. I think you know, is the world ready for a bartender movie? I don't know.
I mean, I'd be ready for one.
I think we can write a screenplay. We should talk about this.
Let's talk about that. Mario, how many Rocky movies are there? There's 6?
There's 6 Rockies.
Yes.
And then 3 Creeds.
I like how I asked you for 3 movies and you gave me, what, 12?
9, 10.
Well, six Rocky movies, 3, and that's 9. And then you gave me 3 restaurant
Cocktail,
movies.
Waiting.
Slam and Salmon.
Slam and Salmon, that's
3,
12.
6, 9, 12. Yeah.
No, that's not 12. It's 13. No. 6 and 3 is 9. 3 is 12. Yeah, 12. Yeah. And you asked me for 3 movies?
I asked you for 3.
But I told you you're going to get mad. I'm going with the series. So I think it should count as 1.
Yeah, you didn't say that it was going to be mad. I was going to be mad about the series. You're going to say I was going to be mad because it was Rocky.
Yes. People underestimate the importance of Rocky. I'm telling you right now.
It's very important. I've seen the video. You showed me the clips of like the speeches.
The clips just don't give the whole.
They don't. They
thing.
don't.
You got to see them. So maybe we can have a staff screening once a week of the Rocky movies, including the Creeds.
Man, I've always wanted to do the staff movie night ever since you said it, and like restaurant, like movies and restaurant movies that like you need to see.
It's called team skill building. Is what we need to do.
We should
Bonding.
be doing this.
Get us together, you know. But I kind of feel like it might not help.
Probably wouldn't.
It probably wouldn't help, but we'd have fun watching the movies anyway. So
I feel like the only people who would show up are like the people we would want to show up anyways.
Yeah, which you know we already bond with them as it is. So
yeah. But still, it'd be a good experience regardless.
It would.
But I think I don't think I got another random question.
No more random questions.
No,
I feel like you have those build up sometimes, and you can't wait to shoot your shot. You know.
I need to have like something to contribute. You know?
Yeah, I understand that. I understand. You know, but you know, I think I like the questions. I'm not afraid.
I know you're not afraid of the questions, and I feel like the people want to know. I feel like fake East Greenwich News wants to know these questions.
Fake East Greenwich News wants to know. You know what? I think they already know how I feel about certain things. I've known those guys a long time. We've had these conversations with each other before the podcast or before your Instagram. We got years of just laughing and like talking about things. Those guys are great. Like it's hysterical some of the stuff. I mean, this conversation they're bringing up that I don't even remember. I'm like, wow, that was a long time ago. And I mean, good for you for remembering it because I can't remember anything anymore. But you know, it's just. That's one of the things people don't realize too, like the great conversation pieces of drinking together with the right people. And I think that's one of the things that the bar scene has been losing out on is that, yeah, I mean, I get it. Guys that want to go out or girls that want to go out, they're trying to meet new people, which is fine. You know, hey, so there's single people out there. How are you going to meet somebody? You got to talk to them. I get it. But also, just to go out with the right certain people that you want to spend time with and actually just have your drinks and laugh all night. That's what it's about. Yeah, you know, that's what it's about. You know, I just remember the old days of going out with certain people. Oh, this place sucks. Let's go somewhere else. And then you go to 5 different bars and all 5 bars sucked. Well, guess what? Maybe if you started at one bar and made your own action and made your own happy like times, laughs, or whatever, we wouldn't be having this problem. But, you know, that's certain people are certain ways. And then, you know, you just know exactly the kind of night you want to have. And I never want to go out to have a bad night, I'll tell you that. So
that is true.
Yeah, so, you know. But I'm not afraid to answer any questions. But I do, like I said, I do remember, a lot of great nights of just fun, laughing nights, and vodka always helps. So thank you, Kettle One, for helping.
Thank you.
So we're gonna wind this down. We're hoping for next week we have a special guest coming on the show. We don't want to mention who it is in case they do back out on us, so we don't look foolish. But we do.
Mr. Craven.
Mr. Craven. I mean, he claims he's coming. We'll see. But we're not going to talk about it because I don't want to jinx it.
Craven Moorhead.
Yes. So we're going to have we got a lot of questions to ask this guy because we actually interviewed him almost a full year ago.
Oh, my God.
That was almost a year ago, the national championship game. And unfortunately, the file got ruined. And he just, I want to say it's one of the best interviews ever that we've ever done.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Hopefully, I'm not saying we're going to try to recreate it, but we're going to try to get close to it. So
I'm going to try to remember some of the questions that we asked. Cause
I remember the questions. The problem was he was rambling on with answers. Like, he was ready for the questions. And I'm like, I just came up with this question. How did you know I was going to ask this? Like, we don't give the questions in advance to our guests. We just shoot right at them. And he was just ready to take all sorts of bullets and just taking them. He was hysterical, but hopefully we can match that energy from last year. And I'm very confident that we will, because I'm going to be honest with you, he's actually one of my favorite people to go out to a bar and drink with, because all we do is laugh. And, so we're going to hopefully get some good laughs next week. And we'll have some stories about the 90s bar tour. And, keep checking Instagram. Keep checking Tap That Glass. We're posting new product. I'm posting pictures. We got some dancing going on, drinking. We got DJs. We got new food coming out. Just stay on top of things because,
Tell us what you think of the podcast.
Yeah, feel free to go and Tap That Glass and tell us what you feel about the podcast. We're not looking to hear what you think we can improve on. We're just looking to hear, what you think. If that makes any sense. If you have a bad opinion, we don't want to hear it.
We just want to know what you think. That's great.
Anyway, let's wind it up. That. Yeah, we can use that. We do like honesty. We're not going to recreate what we're doing. Just, this is our platform. That's what we're doing.
It's impossible to recreate.
Yeah, we're just, if there's something you want to hear.
Just comes so naturally.
Yeah, if there's something that you want to discuss, if you think there's something important out there, like.
You have a good question we should be asking someone.
Yeah, obviously we keep the politics out of this mess because that's not our thing. We're not about bashing other bars or people because we're here to make friends, not create enemies. That's my thing. You know. So follow Tap That Glass tonight and enjoy tonight's podcast of Late Night Sauce, and we'll see you next week. Not bad.